WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us at 10. Over half a dozen counties in our viewing area will now get federal assistance after being declared disaster areas by President Trump. The declaration comes after storms produced tornadoes and flooding that impacted thousands in February. Our Quentin Smith, he speaks with one of the counties that's getting some of that help. Quentin.
Scott, in Clay County, nearly 100 homes and businesses plus roads were damaged due to the flooding. As you can imagine, the cleanup afterwards was putting a strain on their budget. However, now that a declaration has been issued, county leaders say they're thankful because now more work can begin. Flooded homes like this one and crews going inside to clean up the damages were common sights all across Clay County as floodwaters raged through the area earlier this year. However, the cost to pay for those repairs was likely to cause problems to the county's budget. That's why EMA Director Tori Williams says getting this federal assistance is a big relief.
The damage that was done was not budgeted for the year, so that's money you have to dip into to fix the problems that's going on. So having that extra boost to be able to fix those problems without going in any other funds or cutting funds from other places, it'll be able to make your money stretch a little farther.
The areas who will be receiving this federal assistance include Calhoun, Chickasaw, Clay, Grenada, Lowndes, Pontotoc, and Tishomingo counties. With this declaration, governments and certain nonprofit groups will be eligible to be repaid for a portion they pay in fixing infrastructure damage, debris removal, and overtime paid to emergency workers.
We turn in receipts, turn in payroll, turn in things of that nature to them, and but the items that we have not done yet, like a major bridge repair or major culvert repair, things like that, they will bring a team in and we will go back through those things and kind of tally up about how much it's going to cost, and then they'll decide by a cost code on how much will actually be reimbursable.
However, as of right now, the declaration does not grant federal assistance for individuals.
The individual assessments or the individual assistance part is still under review. They have not denied that, so as they say, no news is good news right now, but you know, we're still pushing to try to get them that assistance.
Now, MEMA Executive Director Greg Michelle says they've asked FEMA to add 13 other counties after recent storms. Scott?
All right, thank you very much, Quentin. Time now to toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson for a first look at our forecast. Keith, it's supposed to be the perfect date. Not too hot, not too cold, but it was a little rainy today.
A bit wet out there today. Scott, tomorrow will be much improved. This is our time lapse from Louisville, Mississippi this afternoon and this evening. Some showers, some heavy downpours out there, some sunshine, and also a little bit of rainbow action. Look at that near Clayton Village earlier this evening. So some of us rewarded with a nice little rainbow. Most of the downpours are on the way out, but we still have some lingering showers near Macon and Noxubee County, also up here in Corinth too. So these will go through the area this evening and tonight. Tomorrow the sun will return. We are in the mid 70s for our highs. Bit breezy, but we'll take it. Your full forecast coming up.
I don't think Keith caught that miscongeniality joke right there. All right, another news tonight. Columbus Fire and Rescue is one of only a few hundred accredited departments in the country. Now they're looking to maintain that status. A peer assessment team spent a week in Columbus meeting with the department, observing day-to-day operations. Well, it paid off. The team recommends that the fire department be reaccredited.
Across the whole entire United States and worldwide, there's only 220 departments roughly that are accredited right now. We are the only municipal department in the state of Mississippi that's accredited, along with the Columbus Air Force Base, which is a DoD department. So both the only two accredited departments in Mississippi are both here in Columbus.
In August, representatives will go before the Board of Commission in Atlanta to re-seek that accreditation. We first reported the miscalculation that left a multi-million-dollar gap in funding for teacher pay raises yesterday. Tonight, Courtney Ann Jackson looks at the impact it could have on some district budgets.
It didn't take long for districts to notice something was off when the numbers came in from the Mississippi Department of Education.
Yes, we were, worried what in the world. Your first thing, you start, checking your stuff and make sure, oh my gosh, did we have something entered wrong? Did we do something wrong? And then, of course, I guess the old saying, misery loves company. You start reaching out to other folks, and everybody started, checking in. So I checked with a lot of our, sister districts from across the state. Not really, everybody was short.
That calculation from MDE was based on the number from the Mississippi Student Information System database. The problem? The database listed some special education, gifted, and CTE positions as ineligible for state funds. They weren't, but now the districts are left on the hold for that shortfall until the state finds a solution.
$105,000 to $109,000 for us that we would just basically have to eat right now.
It's more costly than just multiplying the number of teachers by the $1,500 raise because the cost of their benefits goes up with the raise as well. The mistake has a bigger impact on larger districts like Madison County.
Got here is we're showing that we're 268 teachers short of being funded presently, and we're 63 short on the teacher assistants. It'll be about $629,000 short for that.
They too say they'll pull from reserves.
We have funds set aside for just surprises or whatever comes up. So we're fortunate that we are able to do that, but not all districts are able to do that, but we can cover that here.
The governor has made it clear he will not call a special session. Therefore, it will likely be January when the legislature returns before districts can potentially receive state approval for those added funds. Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
Lots of low clouds in place. This is a live view in Columbus, our Off Insurance Camera Network. Also Tupelo, Vernon, and Louisville. Things will be improving tomorrow morning. Details are next. Stay tuned.
Or WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Friday is upon us. Brighter skies, better weather overall. Now, it will be a bit breezy. Winds from the northwest at about 10 to 20. Hold on to your hats, but after we get rid of the morning clouds, we should be okay getting back into the 70s. All right, temperatures will be in the 70s tomorrow. We'll see more sunshine. Today, a bit gloomy. Durham's Pharmacy, Vernon, Alabama. You can see our time lapse right there. Some building clouds as we went throughout the course of the late afternoon and evening. That was near Louisville. The Cat, checking that out. Look at that great scene. Dawn sends us that. And also near Oktok, a vibrant rainbow right there with a little bit of sunshine we squeezed out on the backside of some of those showers, and a pretty nice placid scene there at Enon Lake as the setting sun was occurring earlier this evening. So most of the heavy rain now to our southeast and to our northeast, but we still have some spotty showers spiraling around here. A lot of this on the way out, so we don't really have to worry about too much more additional rain. The back edge of the clouds not too far away either, but most of us stuck underneath those clouds now, low 60s in many spots. As we roll on into tomorrow morning, clouds thinning out back into the mid to upper 50s as we start out our Friday. Mid 70s, lots of sun here for our day Friday. Upper 40s to mid 40s tomorrow night and Saturday morning. So a chilly start if you're up early with the sun at about 6:30s. But by the afternoon, we're back up to around 80 degrees. The front is moving on through with that system, and we may see a few clouds out there tomorrow morning initially, but then nice weather builds on in. Behind the front, high pressure takes firm control of our weather as high pressure slides through the region tomorrow night. That's why we will be calm and cool. For Saturday, still nice, an increase in cloud cover around here. Now, late in the day into our Sunday, we'll have this frontal boundary come on in, and that will stall out as long as that frontal boundary is in place. We'll see a few more clouds, a chance for a little bit of rain here Sunday. It doesn't look like a washout by any means, a 20% chance of rain, a few additional clouds. So that's the way the weekend is shaping up. 80 Saturday after a chilly start, 77 on Sunday. As we roll on into next week, we are looking at warming temperatures as we get into a new month too. 84 Monday, 86 on Tuesday, 85 on Wednesday, with a better chance for some showers and storms by Wednesday and Thursday. Scott?
An area hospital is expanding its reach and its treatment options. We take a look at the progress when we come back.
WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
Welcome back. This week in Health Talk with Baptist, we've been discussing the importance of becoming an organ donor. Tonight, we learn more about the process.
Hi, I'm Shelley Kidder, a nurse in the Education Department at Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle and a first responder for Mid-South Transplant Foundation. Tonight, we will discuss how the transplant process works. Even though millions of people have registered to be an organ donor, very few die in a way that lets them share the gift of life. Let's look at how the process works. The process of donation most often begins with your consent by registering in your state. In order to be a deceased donor, a person has to die in a very specific way or is put on artificial support to keep blood with oxygen flowing to the organs. After a series of tests to determine brain death, the hospital notifies the local Organ Procurement Organization, or OPO. The OPO searches to see if the deceased is a registered donor. If so, that will serve as legal consent. If the deceased is not registered and there is no other legal consent, such as a notation on the driver's license, the next of kin will be asked. After authorization, a medical evaluation takes place and the matching process begins, with a search of the national database of all patients in the U.S. waiting for a transplant. While the search for a matching recipient is underway, the deceased donor's organs are maintained on artificial support. A transplant surgical team replaces the medical team. The surgical team removes the organs and tissues from the donor's body in an operating room, and they are transported to the hospitals of the intended recipients. The transplant operation takes place after the transport team arrives at the hospital with the new organ. The recipient may already be in the operating room awaiting the arrival of the life-saving organ. If all goes as planned, the organ donor has possibly impacted the lives of up to 8 people with his or her gift of life. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Baptist Hospital expands its services in the Golden Triangle. The hospital unveiled a $350,000 expansion to its Starkville Cancer Center. The Baptist Cancer Infusion Center has doubled its capacity. The expansion allows the center to schedule more patients seeking chemotherapy treatment. Today, the center's staff welcomed the community to an open house. The center's director says the improvements will bring more comfort and convenience to area cancer patients.
Baptist has a big commitment to this area. They want to take excellent care of the patient. Our patient satisfaction rate is, the mean score is like above 94 for cancer care. Our patients are so appreciative of the care that we give them.
The clinic has seen a 40% increase in patient load since it opened in 2012. Jeffrey Simmons' dream comes true, hearing his name called in the NFL draft. Find out where the Bulldogs defensive star landed next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
It's time to turn dreams into reality. On day one of the NFL draft, 32 football players get to hear their names called and their lives change forever. Former Bulldogs and Rebels played the waiting game this evening, and the first Mississippian off the board is none other than Macon native and Noxubee County grad Jeffrey Simmons. The Tennessee Titans selecting Simmons with the 19th overall pick. Simmons becomes the first Bulldog drafted in the first round of the NFL draft since 2012. The Titans investing in Simmons as he continues rehabbing a torn ACL he suffered while training and could possibly miss the 2019 season. The All-SEC defensive lineman heads to the AFC South. And only a few picks later, Simmons' Bash brother on the defensive line comes off of the draft board. The Washington Redskins select Montez Sweat with the 26th pick of the NFL draft. the second time in program history Mississippi State has had 2 defensive players get drafted in the first round. You'd have to go back to 1982 for the last time that had happened. And also of note, at pick number 27, it was Jonathan Abrams selected to the Oakland Raiders. We'll have more on him coming up on WCBI Sunrise. Still waiting to see where DK Metcalf will land in the NFL. The draft still going on in Nashville. DK still well on the board. Projections have the former Ole Miss receiver falling to the second round, but time still left in the first. We'll have to wait and see to where he ends up. And WCBI spent the day with Starkville native and former Ole Miss Rebel A.J. Brown, and we are still waiting to see where he'll land in the NFL. Now, like I said, the NFL draft still going on right now, so whether or not A.J. Brown will get selected before the night is over is still up for grabs. We'll have to wait and see for him as well. But some notable picks from the first round of the draft so far. Number 3, Alabama's Quinnen Williams getting selected overall to the New York Jets. Following that, you have at number 5 is the 5th overall pick, Devin White, going to the Tampa Buccaneers. Number 7, Josh Allen, Kentucky to Jacksonville. And then Bama's Jonah Williams, going to Cincinnati. And then you also have Josh Jacobs from Alabama going to the Oakland Raiders as well. Alabama had 3 players from the roster selected to the 2019 NFL Draft. Well, just quickly checking in on some action from the Diamond, because football was not the only thing going on tonight. Number 10, Texas A&M in town in Oxford, taking on number 19, Ole Miss. A bit of a tough matchup currently going. The game starting late, which didn't help. They had about a 30-minute first inning that took well too long to end, but Texas A&M currently leading Ole Miss here 3-0, but still plenty of more games to come this weekend if Ole Miss is unable to come back. Now, figure 2, Texas A&M very highly ranked, a lot higher than Ole Miss right now, so a very tough matchup that Ole Miss is definitely going to be looking to capitalize this weekend. Only the greats are able to accomplish feats such as 3-peats. For example, Michael Jordan. And Mississippi State's Nuno Borges gets to include himself in the greats column. Borges earned his 3rd SEC Player of the Year honor after securing the SEC tournament title. Also, his 2nd straight with the Bulldogs. Borges and MSU now wait to find out its seeding for the NCAA Team Championship. That will be on Monday at 5 p.m. And one Starkville Yellow Jacket is keeping his hooping dreams alive. Starkville's Tyler Talley signs to play college basketball with Holmes Community College. The sharpshooter averaged 14 points per game for the state championship Yellow Jackets, and his head coach Greg Carter says there isn't a shot Tyler doesn't like, and Talley saying confidence is the key.
I just felt like that was the right decision for me. I just felt like he was knew my play style better. And that's all. He was a good coach to me. I think confidence is going to play a big part, because without confidence, you're not a good basketball player. Without confidence, you just shooting shots just to shoot it. So confidence is going to play a big part.
We'll have more on the NFL Draft on WCBI Sunrise. That's it for sports. Your last look is after the break. Stick with us.
Art students in Amory get the gallery experience tonight. The annual student art showcases the original work of students in grades 6 through 12. 200 pieces were on display today in Amory's middle school library. For the budding artists, it's a chance to discuss and share their work with classmates, family, and the community.
You know, the parents don't really get to come in the art room and see what their kids do all year. And I want them to see that. I want to share it with them. And they're always amazed when they come. They say they didn't know their child could do that.
I have no artistry in my blood at all. Moon has taught art in Amory there for 14 years. She started the art show her 2nd year with the district. So it's awesome to see all those creative.
I did enjoy my art classes back in high school and junior high. It was a nice little reprieve from everything.
It really was. It really was.
My projects never really turned out. 75 tomorrow, 80 on Saturday. A lot more sunshine here, Scott. Today, a bit of a washout in some spots, but we'll dry it out here going forward.
We're going to dry it out, and we're going to make a pool weekend.
Is
that right? That's my art. That's my art.
There you go.
Thank you very much, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.